Yes, it's court in session with me out and Beard Scout, Alan Pinder, and Avenger only one. That is Keelan Phillips. Back from parts unknown. Yeah, so this week we got a couple of things we want to look at. The first one is Lakers. Is Lakers really a legit contender? I start with you, Keelan. You're the best man, so I start with you.
Yeah, massive parts are known like hey, from WWE. You know they had the wrestlers that from parts are known on Death Valley. That's what he
Serious.
got mysterious, right?
Listen, the one time they had the cigar wrestler in Barbados, he might say somebody was parts unknown, but Stone St. Peter.
It's kind of specific
So,
still, but
right, so I don't know. It's possible that he was parts unknown.
hey man. Lakers. Still early to really see who's really a contender besides OKC. You know, if you only lose one game, that kind of obviously makes you the favorite. But I do think this Lakers team is a lot better than we thought. Luka is playing out of his mind. Luka is once again showing Nico that, maybe you shouldn't have traded me. And it's kind of unfortunate too that the guy that they traded Luka because of his fitness and him not being available for games, which funny enough, he was kind of durable when he was at Mavs. And then they traded for Anthony Davis. And all of Anthony Davis had played 16 out of the possible 48 games that he could have for the Mavs. So he's showing Nico, he's showing Nico that hey, maybe you shouldn't have traded me. But the biggest surprise is Austin Reeves. I know Austin Reeves was good. I didn't know he was 28 points per game good. No, I don't know if that will continue for the rest of the season. It might drop off, but it might drop down to maybe 24, 25, which is still fairly good. It's actually not even fairly good. It's still very good. Along with his playmaking, his 3-point shooting. I think those are two things that will stay. He's a very good shooter. So even if his points dip a little bit, maybe if it's with volume, maybe it's something, his 3-point shooting is going to be there and his playmaking. The interesting thing, funny enough, is the guy who has been one of the most consistent players in NBA history, which is Braun. How he looks, because I was telling someone earlier, I don't want to say this, I don't like saying this, because it looked like Father Time actually catch Braun with a hook this time. And when he would have actually caught him. Is once again still very early, and I know sometimes he likes to ramp up, but it's no shame in if Braun was to decline now. I mean, like, that's 41. He's been playing in the league longer than some people have kids. So him declining is not a thing. It'd be interesting to see how his role is now with the team or how he looks as the full-on third option. Because I truly think Braun actually wants this though. I truly think Braun they don't want to be like the first option because for years we've been also saying like he wants 80 take the reins, 80, but 80 is like I really want to take the reins. So like I think he's a lot more comfortable with. He was really comfortable with Luka, but now having Austin playing as well as he did is a little. I think he might be good with that, but it's now to see how the team plays with him. Because the last game, I think he barely scraped 10 points to kind of keep that streak alive. And they got blown out by the Suns. But it's still early, but I think they look good. It's to see how it will continue throughout the season, but I think so.
What about you, Alan? You think it's a legit contender?
Um, I am skeptical. I don't think they're going to be a legit contender. They had a really nice winning streak. Unfortunately, got snapped by the Suns, 7-game winning streak. Nothing to sneeze at, but the early schedule for LA was a little bit soft too. So I think that contributed a bit. But they did well to win the games they won, given all the injuries and stuff that they were dealing with as well. So credit to that. Offensively, they're a juggernaut. I mean, to have two legit 30-point scores and then still have someone like LeBron that can pick up the slack and can operate in the gaps off those two guys. Yeah, I think that and agent that is locked in when he is locked in.
Mhm.
There's a good pick and roll partner for Luka. Yeah, they're going to be really good offensively, and that is showing numbers so far. I think they're fifth in offensive rating. The issue is similar to last year. Last year they were able to pick it up defensively. This year they're still in the bottom half in defensive rating. So JJ needs to find a way to find some margin on that end. I mean, he would manage to do it at the end, the second half of last year. Somehow he got them to defend better with some more schemes, but yeah, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Vandal playing. Finney-Smith isn't there anymore. Vandal isn't really in the rotation much right now, so
Yeah.
I'm not sure they really have a lot of scope to improve defensively. I mean, you have Luka, AR, as your point of top defenders, with Braun on the core as well. Yeah, it's going to be tough for them defensively. So unless they find a way to improve that defense, I don't think they're really going to be too serious. I think they may start to see a few more losses start to play here now as the season goes on and the schedule starts to tighten up. But yeah, I think they did a pretty good job of taking advantage of our schedule. So yeah, I think it may start to drop a little bit. I don't think they're going to be able to keep up with some of the other top guys in us. But we'll see how things shake out.
Yeah, I am not convinced, but hey, you never know. I mean, like they ain't gonna convince me, but I'm not really convinced of the contendership. I think,
Mhm.
as you said, they schedule it early. I must admit though that they're playing better than I thought they would play.
Mhm.
And the improvement of AR, he really did. His improvement has really got them at that level, right? As opposed to where it would be if he wasn't like if he was scoring 15 points a game. I don't think they would be 15 and 5 or whatever it is, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So for the time being, I would go see like then they get about 40, 45 games, then it would start to say, well, and it's still like in the top three, top four, then it starts saying, okay, yeah, well, they got a chance, right? But to say now, yeah, this present time that they are a contender, I really not sure if it would go there.
Yeah, the only reason though I say that is because nobody else maybe in the West besides OKC has really stood out too. Like every other all the other teams that we think could possibly make a run or even that might be good surprises kind of do have their weaknesses too. Like even for the Spurs, still dealing with some injury stuff, still trying to get their whole team together. Houston still has their faults on offense. He got two non-shooters in the lineup. Sometimes that offense can be a little bit clunky. Nuggets have this thing where they will go up in some games and they just blow leads. Like they lost to the Mavericks, they lost to the Spurs, and they were up almost 20 against the Spurs. And then there's one more team that I'm thinking of. Anyway, along with the Lakers. So it's like because no one has really stood out, is why you could still kind of maybe say like, yes, it's OKC, but you can still kind of put them close to the top or with those other teams as well.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Mm.
In the East now, though, the Cavs. Now, one of the knocks against the Cavs was that they do really good in regular season and then in playoff things just go hiding. Now it is they started hyper early. So like they're 13-9. They're six in the East, and the East that really ain't that really that great. So are they pretenders or are they really contenders?
You want to go first, Alan, or you want me to go?
I take Allen first. He's the East man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they may be pretenders, but the only issue is that since there are not a lot of top contender teams in the East, they might probably still end up winning the East potentially. So, yeah, I think they were in the playoffs last year. They started realizing that Mobley taking the bigger share of the offense was like the way to go, and that was how they were looking at this season. But Mobley this season hasn't really taken the jump offensively I think they were looking for. His efficiency offensively isn't very good right now. He's scoring, but I think for to be the number one option and his free throw shooting as well being an issue, it's not where they really need it to be. The injuries have really been affecting him as well, with Darius Garland being out for quite a bit of while. Matthews is still out. So I think a lot of those things are affecting him early on in the regular season. Donovan Mitchell is playing excellent, but he has a tendency to wear it out as well. So if he has to put this much effort in early on in the season, playoff time, you got to see if he's going to hold up for the entire playoff run. So, but assuming they get healthy, I think they should start to play better. Offensively and defensively, they're still pretty good, but they have taken a bit of a back seat offensively because they're missing Darius Garland. And I think having that extra ball handler and Ty Jerome off the bench, I think they miss him a lot since he went to, I think he's in Portland right now, or Memphis. No, Memphis. Yeah, I think he's in Memphis right now. So I think that little extra pop offensively they were getting from those guys, they're missing. But I still think they're still searching for that real 3-and-D wing that can be a difference maker, can really be a high-level defender in the playoffs. I mean, maybe Lonzo Ball works out to be that guy, but again, you have to see if he's going to be able to stay healthy through the rest of the season as well. So, with good health, yeah, they probably could be, but I don't think they're ever going to get fully healthy for an entire run, just given the history of that roster. So I think they may end up being pretenders to a degree, but I still think they're going to probably end up, being a top 2, top 3 team in the East, just because, there's not a ton of elite. There's a really big middle class in the East, but not a real big high class, top class in the East.
What about you, Kilan? What do you think?
Trying hard once again not to fall for any Cavaliers stock, because like they just keep fooling you in the regular season, and then in our playoffs it'll be a little shaky. There's a running joke on social media, on Twitter, that if you want to just pencil in, if you want for sure bet, Evan Mobley 18-8. That's all you can get. 18 points, 8 rebounds. That's what you can get, because as Alan said, they've been hoping that he makes that leap offensively, and 18-8. That's all they get. They ain't more than that. They want like a good maybe 23 and 10, no, 18-8. So Donovan Mitchell is playing out of his mind right now. It's actually funny because as Alan has saying, maybe Ty Jerome and then the injuries for some of the others is playing a factor, because when his numbers were down, so I think he was averaging maybe about 24, 5-5 last year. They were winning a lot more, but now he's at 35-5. He's playing a lot better, and it's necessary that he is playing a lot better, but they're still losing more games. Yes, as Alan said, health has been a factor for them. Darius Garland, no coming back from injury. Smash shoes like still out, so like that has been a factor for them. But as Alan said, because no one really stands out in the East right now besides who? Detroit. You'll figure that teams like the Knicks and the Cavs, when they are gonna probably end up being top 4 seeds, and then when they get in the playoffs, somebody has to face. Well, we think for now Detroit is the favorite. Obviously, that could change after 40 games. But if it is Detroit as one of the favorites, then somebody gotta face them. It's not like so somebody else has to get there, and Cavs and Knicks and those teams could easily, beat the others. As Alex said, the middle class is pretty. There's a lot of middle class. There's probably one really good team right now, and there's just one really, 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 really good team out in the West. But so yeah, they like Clippers start for me at this point. I ain't falling for it. Can't fall for it.
Okay. All right. Well, I won't go that far to say that. Because at least they're young.
Yeah, that's the only thing. But it just
they're being young is in their favor.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we more or less say that we wait and see what Caps do. But right now, we wait.
Yeah.
Desmond Bain, though, how good has Desmond Bain been for the Magic? And will he continue to have that magic when Banchero is back?
Boy. This one is interesting because As I said, they did start out a little shaky, and Desmond Bain he wasn't playing. I think we had mentioned this last part, or at least I did, in terms of giving players a bit more grace when they come on new
Yeah.
teams. Yeah, and no, he started to pick up. He's been pretty good over the last couple games in this stretch. Magic are now up to the 15, they're 13 at 8. And we have said, or at least I did. I can't remember what Alan's prediction was on the Magic. I think he had them. I can't remember if he had them making the playoffs or not. But
Yeah,
I
I
would
think I
say,
this
yeah, yeah,
this
yeah,
yeah
yeah,
for just above playing probably.
yeah. So like they're kind of in the range where Alan thought Alan was a little lower on them than me. I thought they could. Alan said in that 4-6 range. I thought maybe 3, 4, even 5 range. So it's still kind of relatively in the area. That's where they
Yeah,
are.
that's still yeah. I call them
Just a
for
Yeah,
little lower.
yeah, and once again, it's still really early. Toronto is playing really good right now, but it's possible they could pass them out. They're only actually one game ahead of the Magic right now. The Heat are also so like that 2 through 5. The Magic could finish anywhere around there. But the interesting point that you made is about, or question that you asked is when Bankero comes back. Alan had pointed this out too. Like for some reason, whatever, like they seem to play better when Bankero doesn't play, and that is a very bad thing to have for your franchise, guy. I know technically you could say they have two-way France right now, but Paulo is viewed as that blue chipper because simply too because of where he was drafted. Like, he was
One
drafted
pick, I
number
think.
he was drafted number one, right?
I think
Yeah,
number one.
exactly. Yeah, so like France was a lottery pick too, but like we got a number one draft pick. He's gonna be the favorite one. Even though you could argue that Wagner this game is more efficient and easier to play with, as you can see with Ben here. But Ben is getting more opportunity, yes, because Paolo is out. You are hoping that when Paolo comes back, that he could continue with the shooting, because shooting wasn't really up to par of where it usually is. He's one of the best 3-point shooters in the league over the last couple of years. But the problem is that Bankero's shot selection is one not to be desired. So it is. I'm interested to see how the offense will look when Paolo comes back. I think Paolo needs to make some adjustments to his game. I think he has to realize the type of player that he is and the type of shots that work for him and take more of those shots and less of the player he thinks he is. He thinks he's that mid range, like the numbers say that you're not that efficient shooting those shots. You actually, the gaudy body tell you where you really should be attacking basketball. And I think he'll probably tell you as well. I think he settles way too much for that mid range, like for no reason, right? And as I say, his shot there is not the greatest. If he can improve on that with Ben and France playing like this should be a lot better. But go wait and see. It's early as we said, but I'm interested to see what Alan thinks about Brian Carroll as well. I see the person who pointed out too that they play a lot better when he doesn't play. So yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. For you, Alan, go ahead.
I'm not sure this might not be the best team for him to, showcase his talents.
Possibly.
His talents
Yeah.
entirely. So
Paulo?
He
it
may need
might
a
not
team
be
with a
like
lot more shooting. Maybe.
yeah. So yeah, I think he may fit. You'll see. I'm not sure that when he comes back, things are going to fit into place
Mm.
as they would like them to fit. So I'm not sure he's necessarily the best fit the way how this team is made up, but hopefully he can make the adjustments. We will see. But I agree with Keelan that you should give players a bit of grace when they switch teams and whatnot. But four unprotected draft picks, or
Okay.
even for this guy, it's same with how Mikel didn't get a ton of grace when he had a slow start. I don't think when people
Okay.
look back and see all these picks,
Mm.
right? And then they can look and see how 3-4 years in the future, what the Clippers are doing and how the picks are coming back to bite them,
Yeah.
being unprotected as well. So I think that's the issue that Bane is facing. He has been playing better of late, two 37-point games, which has been impressive. So that's very good. But his 3-point shooting, he's brought there for the 3-point shooting to help
Yeah.
seeing Banchero, to help space the floor for him, and his 3-point shooting has not been there. Even that game, he's had 37 points. He missed all 5 of his 3-point shots. So his 3-point shooting still isn't. I mean, he's below
there,
the series. I think he's like 32%. So, I don't think he's working out quite as well, given the 4 picks. I don't think he's quite working out as well as they would have anticipated. But he definitely has improved, and the team has definitely been rolling the blade. So, I am still very skeptical, and even when Banchero gets back, how things are going to flow with them. But I still think Bane has some. He's a good player. I mean, he's proven to be a good shooter, so I think he probably should be able to turn as the season goes along. So, but I say to me, this is very similar to the Mikal Bridges situation. He did not get a ton of grace because people know all those picks that were given up for him. So, I think it's a similar situation as Bane is going to be facing with that. So,
to be fair though, like, it's Clippers. Like, we should have known that any first round pick is getting the Clippers. We should have known somehow this would end up badly. Like, it's the Clippers though. Like, it's 2 things that we can guarantee you. Like, Clippers are cursed and something with the Kings. Like, those 2 franchises for sure, we already know is just something. Like, even that season when we were saying we 3 Kings and they were doing well, we knew it wasn't gonna last forever. It's just Kings and Clippers. So, but yeah, that is a good point about the four first round picks. So I do agree with you in that aspect. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people get overpaid for players, and then they wanted them because they wanted them badly and felt that
needed to
the piece, and then find out that when they get there, really and truly, they aren't the piece. I don't think Desmond Bain is like that though. I think he will improve. I'm willing to give him some time because at Memphis he was that guy. Because he really is a proper Memphis. Because Jai is spending real time out.
Yeah.
So,
and Jared Jackson is.
Yeah.
He was good on offense.
He was that guy. But I think, but yeah, give him some time to fit in Orlando. He might not be accustomed to the seeing the sign and thing. So we'll see how things work out with Orlando. But I am willing to give him some chance. Give him a chance to see how things look. And then the NBA Cup matchups will drop. I think that was last week or Sunday or something. And what were the cups?
The game started in a week.
Right.
Yeah.
So now they have the Emirates NBA Cup 2025, the quarterfinal stage. OKC will play Phoenix. How do you think that can go? It wasn't a trick question.
No, because that one's interesting because I think the Suns are more sort of a matchup team. I feel like they match up well against some teams that are like for example, I seen them play like teams that I figure, okay, I think they should beat these teams, and then like they either struggle or lose. But then like they played the Spurs very well this year. Like they played the Lakers well the other day. So like against certain teams they really match up with. Only problem is I don't know if any team matches up well against OKC, except for apparently the Trailblazers. Because for some reason, the Trailblazers is the one team that gave them the loss, I think, and then they played them the other day. It was a close game up until actually no, it still was a close game. Like it finished as a close game. Like I think the OKC won by 6 something so. And if you win, if you lose to OKC by 6, after they blowing up teams by 30 and Shea sitting in the fourth quarter. Yeah, so I'm not sure how that one might go. It might be I obviously take it OKC, but
OKC can go because I think Booker pull up hurt. I think.
That is true. He did.
Injury, so
yeah. If he's out for sure, yeah.
Yeah, I can't see them losing him and still being able to.
Yeah.
That's what you said. Has a groin injury.
He pulled up in the game against the Lakers. We don't know the
Yeah.
severity of it, but yeah,
Yeah, you see, you got some sort of ground niggle.
yeah. So we don't know how
And
serious it is.
on the other side of the West is Lakers and San Antonio. San Antonio Spurs.
Yes, sir.
It is Lakers.
Uh,
I'll be honest with you. I feel that Spurs can jump them.
is possible because I mean the first time that they played it was a very close game. People were missing. Braun didn't play. Fox didn't play for the Spurs. So no, again, Wemby is obviously that is a big deal. But Fox is gonna be
It's
there.
playing pretty well without Wemby though.
Yeah, that is. I have two words for you.
That's
It's
fool's gold,
literally
though. That's
no,
fool's gold.
no. I went. Oh, I ain't gonna say it's full goal. I will say De'Aaron Fox because a lot of people were questioning the whole three guard thing. This is where you get De'Aaron Fox because De'Aaron Fox is a legit star in this league, especially a star point guard. So he's been able to play like he was averaging like 27 and like 7 during this stretch that Wemby was out. So he has been playing well to keep them alive. Castle was out for about a week. Castle, I think it should be back very soon. So they will at least have Castle at fault. So you're interested to see that dynamic. And obviously Wemby is Wemby. Now, if you ask me who I'm gonna pick, every 82 games I'm picking the Spurs. But it should be a good matchup. I think it's gonna be a good matchup.
Yeah, I think if Wemby makes it back, I will go with the Spurs. But if Wemby isn't there, I might lean LA. So you'll see.
So yeah, so it might end up with Lakers and OKC or Spurs.
OKC. Yeah,
And
I
then in
think.
the East side,
Mm-hmm.
you have Orlando and Miami. Now that's to me that is very interesting because I think
Florida.
they are one
Yeah.
behind the other in
The standings. Yeah,
actually
yeah.
Orlando is 13-8 and Miami is 14
It's
and 7.
14-7. Yeah,
Right. So
they're pretty
that
even
should be
team.
very interesting, especially how I know they don't really like the one another. Because they're always fighting for
Florida,
the Miami
Florida,
spot,
Florida teams. Yep.
for the Florida spot, right? So we'll see how that one goes. I don't like to pick against Sportia
Sports.
because somehow I don't know how he's get these men that really like, there's be like doormats and he's just getting them to play really well and buy into the Heat way and there's complaint about the fact that they don't practice much and all that, but yet still he's able to get all them players to be playing at a level that sometimes people just think that they're better than they really are and go and pick them up and then find out that they're really not good. They're just really
I
good in Miami system.
actually I can tell you something very interesting about the Heat. They are doing this offense that is doesn't have a lot of pick and rolls. Cause I even Taylor Hero was talking about it when he came by. It's more of a European style of offense. I think even the Grizzlies too was thinking that's also why Ja, wasn't a big fan of it. Hero obviously being able to shoot helps a lot, and it has this thing is like he's still trying to work through it, but him being able to shoot and play off ball and willing to try it is obviously why it can still work out. And I think it's still going to work out. But the offense, it doesn't have a lot of pick and rolls. There's a lot of passing and movement, attacking, off we go. And that offense has allowed them to play a lot, like really, really well. I can't remember the rating they are at offense, and I can't remember if it is still the same. But I know earlier they were putting out 140 and 130. Like they were putting out a lot of numbers, even if you were out. So if you ever get to their offense is actually pretty good. So that is a good matchup too, considering that Orlando's
11th on offensive
defense.
rating so far.
Huh?
11th on offensive rating, so pretty good.
Yeah, it was actually higher, but it kind of dropped off a little bit. At one point, it was either like top 3 or top 5.
Yeah.
So obviously, Magic is known as a defensive team, so that should be a good matchup along with the rivalry of the Florida team. Yeah, I not pick just one, anyone on the day. You might go with Miami, because Miami got is at Miami, right? Or is in Vegas? It's in Vegas, right?
I think so. I'm not
I,
sure.
I I know the semifinals is in Vegas, but I don't know if the quarters is at
I
the
think they
home
started
thing.
playing some of these games on the home courts. So I'm not sure
Yeah,
exactly what who's going to be playing.
yeah.
But I think it's only the finals probably going to be in Vegas. And,
On the
or I
on the
think
graphic here that you're seeing, I think they got
Yeah, they got
semifinals Las
Vegas the
Vegas.
semifinals, but
Yeah,
the
so the
remainder,
semifinals is
yeah,
Vegas, but I think the quarterfinals
oh,
is at the
semifinals.
home.
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah,
so I think Miami's gonna be at home, so they may have the slate home court. I mean, even though it's Florida still, but yeah. But yeah, I might pick Miami, but that should be a good matchup.
yeah.
That's
The other
around.
one, the other side on that side on the east side is Toronto and Knicks.
The power of
That should be
friendship.
interesting. That should also be.
The power of friendship Raptors. Yeah, that Raptors Knicks, not a good toss up. I think the Raptors are very well coached. And that's how they've been winning a good set of their games. Knicks have the two best players in the matchup in Brunson and Cat. Should be a good one. I think these matchups are actually pretty good so far. Yeah,
Yeah, the East look kind of interesting.
more even. Yeah,
Yeah, what about you, Alan? What do you think about the Toronto and
Yeah, I think the Raptors seem to be missing RJ Barrett a lot. Lost the last two games without him. So
yeah,
if he is not back, yeah, I think I would be more comfortable going to New York. But
all
should
right,
be tight. If not, I think it would be tight.
yeah.
Either way.
so I want to put everybody on the spot now. Who do you
Mm.
think in this final is Vegas?
I mean, come on, Spurs. Come on. uh, if you want me to be objective, right now I would say OKC, especially with no Wemby. If I'm getting with my heart, it is of course the San Antonio Spurs every day of the week. They're coming out of the West. The East, I think my Heat and Knicks might end up winning. So then my brain says OKC and Knicks. My heart says Spurs and Heat. Heart says Spurs.
What do you think, Alan? Who you will go with? I will personally OKC, barring any unforeseen circumstances on the other side, right? But the east side, who do you think?
Nice.
Yeah, the problem is that Darvin Ham has finally lost the game, right? So you're looking for Darvin Ham on the coaching staff. I'm not seeing Darvin Ham on any coaching staff right now.
No,
So
it's like,
it
yeah.
really could go anyway, right? But yeah, I think probably looking at your Knicks, man. I think your Knicks probably should be able to get a job done. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was kind of saying Knicks from before in terms of the overall East. So they seem to
Yeah.
be putting things together now a little bit. So they seem to be the most. Oh no, but they're missing OG still actually. So
Yeah.
yeah, injuries playing a big role in all of this. So, but yeah, this is difficult. I would say, you know what? I go on Miami Heat.
Miami and OKC. Okay,
Okay,
we'll
so
see what happens. We will see
Go
what
on, man.
happens when we get to Vegas. Although I
With
hear that,
Miami to win it all.
ooh,
Win it all.
ooh.
upset. Ooh.
Well, let me tell you something. I read something somewhere that Vegas is offering cyber has some cyber sales on for hotel arrangement because obviously they have taken a hit with the whole immigration policy of the United
Mm.
States. Vegas is really taking a real hard hit. A lot of people don't ain't going to Vegas anymore. So
Oh.
they should be interesting to see if they could, raise some revenue based on the NBA Cup. Well,
Okay.
however, at quarter session, we have to go to pick five.
Mm-hmm.
And last week, let's see, me and Keelan was 4 and 5, and Alan, you didn't have a good week. You got 2 and 5.
Wah, wah.
And so this week, let's see what happens. So we start on Wednesday, San Antonio at Orlando.
Come on.
Well,
I got
I
it.
put in Keelan at San Antonio.
This is wine actually.
Yeah. Will you say
I'll go to the home team Orlando this one.
yeah, I think again with Orlando too. And then on Thursday, Lakers is at Toronto.
Let me go with the Lockers.
Yeah,
So Keelan going with
Raptors.
the Raptors.
I said
Raptors.
Lakers. I said Lakers.
You going Raptors
Lockers.
too?
He said Lakers.
No, I
Oh,
said Lakers.
you got
He said
Lakers?
Lakers. I think.
Oh, you
Yeah.
Lakers? Okay.
Yeah.
Much to your
I'm going
surprise.
with the Raptors. Um, I'm going to be honest with you. You don't really know who to go with, but so I will go with Lakers. Since that,
That's your whole team. Good.
yeah. And then on Friday we have Portland at Detroit.
Portland
I-
at
Detroit.
Detroit.
So I would step off the line and say that I go with Detroit.
Detroit versus everybody.
Okay, so you going Detroit too? What about you,
Yes,
Alan?
sir.
Pistons, yep.
Pistons. Okay.
Yep.
On Saturday we have Sacramento at Miami.
All righty. I would just wait for the next matchup because we already know what I'm picking the Heat. Come on.
Yeah, we're retiring the beam, so.
Yeah.
And then on Sunday, Golden State versus Chicago. I can take a risk and go Golden State, although they're missing Curry.
I might go Bulls here. I game
Is
Bulls
it
here.
Chicago?
Huh?
Is it
Is it
Chicago?
Chicago?
Yeah, Chicago.
I game Bulls here, to be honest.
Yeah, Bulls are pretty good at home, so yeah, I'll go with Bulls.
Okay, so Alan going with the Bulls. So that's the pick 5. And finally, I want to hear from you, Keelan, and go you first.
You need to start game with Allah first. You need to start game with.
But you saw that video saying Paul again, right?
No, I know. I just want you to go Allah
Okay,
first.
all right.
That's all.
Okay, Alan, I will start you. Probably he can go first.
We did first the whole of last year. Okay. Yeah, so just let Allah go first.
Yeah, you're trying to see if you could trick me by trying to see me question our memories. But
I
anyway,
got the question memories.
go ahead, Alan. Who you call game one?
Calling again was Zion Williamson. There's going to report from Shams today. He's going to be out for another 3 or 4 weeks. He just returned from injury. Fat Zion, medium-sized Zion, slim Zion.
Any Zion.
It doesn't make a difference.
Finally, he's not landing Zion at all.
Just can't get Zion. So I had high hopes for him this season because he's finally in shape. He's in good playing shape. He's nice and slim. Should be less strain on his body. He should not be getting all of these strains and stuff that he's been getting before. But he's been still be getting a lot of these strains and these type of injuries. So yeah, I mean, he was supposed to be face the league, but unfortunately, Zion probably isn't going to be it going forward. I don't.
To me, he turned out to be.
Yeah, I have to hang up with him, unfortunately.
Yeah, to me, he turned out to be a bust. I will say that. What were you, Keelan?
Okay, so I was gonna call game on like fantasy owners, but I was saying like in terms of like all the injuries that happen in these star players with the calf strains and stuff like that. But I'm gonna go a different direction because we talk mainly basketball here, so I'm gonna use we call game to talk about something outside of basketball, but maybe still sports related. I'm gonna call game on Jim Harbaugh. Now, if you don't know who Jim Harbaugh is, Jim Harbaugh is football coach, right? Yeah. So, right, in the game against, I think this was against the Bengals, right? So, like after in the second quarter, they didn't call any plays for Derrick Henry, which is running back. Just giving some background for people who may not know too much about NFL, right? And he said, he doesn't know why, like they didn't call any running plays for Derrick Henry, and I was like, "Are you not the coach? Can you, as the coach, not be like, maybe we should call some plays for Derrick Henry?" Now, for those who really don't know in terms of the index of the NFL, sometimes you have an offensive and a defensive coordinator, right? Sometimes there are rare times when a coach isn't either of the two. He might have been a special teams coach, so that would be his focus. They got offensive side, the ball defensive side. Most of the time, a coach is either one or the other. Even if you were a defensive coach or a D coach, you don't think, hey, maybe you should tell your offensive coach, hey, come on a minute. I realize we have a running players for Derrick Henry. Maybe we should run 1 or 2. Not be like, hey, I don't know why we didn't call any players for Derrick Henry. Like, I'm not the coach. I don't have any say here. No, I am not a Ravens fan. Okay? But I just found that comment to be very interesting. And if I can be very blunt, stupid. Like, you are the coach. I think you have a say.
One person should know.
Yeah.
You think the one person would know.
And the best interest offensive coordinator on the bus, really.
come on, I don't know what yeah, because you didn't win any. Okay, so I call game on or not game or I don't know what the hell on Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, well, I am going to stick to basketball. I saw something where JJ Redick was running it was asked, apparently he was diagramming a player to run for LeBron. And
LeBron, yeah,
LeBron spending more time joining with the Phoenix bench. He
I
wasn't
had a
even
call
interested
timeout.
in playing. Even
I had a call the timeout. Yeah, I saw
yeah,
that. I saw
so I really can't play on. I really can't game on LeBron because
that.
at least you should really look at the board and look like if you're pretending that you know what's going on. He was just there with the Phoenix people and having more fun with the field than even looking at the board with JJ Redick. And it showed me something. He always wanted a coach that he can manhandle, basically. That's why he had a problem with Spo, and that's why he had a problem with the other coaches. He needed a coach that he could, that when he said A, it is A, and when he said B, it's B. And that's why somebody was saying, yeah, there's some podcast I was listening to say like, oh, I think it was All the Smoke. I think or Man in Tree. But one of those podcasts I was watching, and I think it was Brian Scott who said that courses really ain't got no clout now. You even in college, like them men getting
Yeah,
big NIL contracts now.
NIL, yeah,
And they get more money than coach. I mean, like they just feel, you feel empowered that the man can't tell you nothing.
yeah.
And I think that that is the problem that the NBA has. I hear people say it's easier to fire one man than it is to fire a whole team, but
Yep. So
I think sometimes I think they use the coach as scapegoat, and LeBron showed little respect for JJ Redick in that instance, and he did not even make it look. He didn't even make it look like that pretend. He didn't even pretend. He just showed he has little disdain for JJ Redick. There's a man that he votes for. So you can imagine if he votes for this man and he doing this, so you can imagine people like Vogel that think that he didn't vote for him, must want it. Well, I call again on LeBron, and that's it for our court session. For right now, the court is adjourned.